Guys, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't done already, please click the subscribe button. Follow me across all my social media platforms. Links are in the description box below. But without further ado, we've got a reaction video for you guys. We've got the AJ versus Oleksandr Usyk, a closer look into this, sort of like a fight preview or fight breakdown ahead of the fight. This is after the announcement that AJ was going to fight Oleksandr Usyk on September the 25th. So big news that just dropped. So I'm excited for that fight to happen. I think, in my opinion, I think AJ would win. I don't think AJ would wallop him the same way England wallop Ukraine. Okay, this will be part 2 of that series. Okay, I've got a lot of love for the Ukrainians, but I'm telling you, this year you're gonna lose to the English twice. Okay, one in football and one in boxing. And so yeah, this is a reaction video for this. So without further ado, let's get straight into this video.
Brilliant, thank you very much.
Not just world champion.
Not just world champion.
No, just world champion. Undisputed world champion.
Fight fans, welcome back.
Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury's on hold for now. Both have mandatory challenges to face.
In boxing, only risk shall bring reward.
Clever leather from Oleksandr Usyk.
An outstanding cruiserweight king finally makes his ascent to the true land of the giants, desperate to prove that he can not only survive, but thrive.
He knows he needs one, probably two, before he gets in the ring with Joshua.
I'm not so sure it does. I'm really not. And I'm not.
How would he fare against those three?
I think he'd struggle.
Though an established unified champion seeks to drag this dangerous dark horse from the shadows and destroy the myth once and for all.
We've got respect for each other, mutual respect, fighter to fighter. But when it comes down to competition, we're both beasts, we're both lions in the jungle, and the best man has to win. So
boxing fanatics crave the best fighting the best, the biggest men throwing down to decisively determine who reigns supreme.
I want to say he hasn't got the confidence to match his ability. I'm not saying he isn't confident. What I'm saying is this guy doesn't know how good he is.
In the latest episode of our Closer Look series, Anthony Joshua and Oleksandr Usyk clash on the cobbles of the road to undisputed.
Mighty matchup. Here we go.
Welcome to a Motivedia presentation.
Anthony, I'm coming for you.
This is just a completely new world for boxing.
In December 2019, on the scorching dunes of Saudi Arabia, Anthony Joshua recalibrated his journey by mastering Andy Ruiz Jr. in their rematch.
Here we go again. Switching it up. And a right foot shot. Beautiful one. Ruiz backs away to win. The first time was so nice, I had to do it twice.
3 months later, bitter British rival Tyson Fury decisively took care of business against Deontay Wilder.
Fury is proving himself here, the best heavyweight in the world.
Nothing seemed to stand in the way of a money-spinning, undisputed showdown for the ages.
Anthony Joshua against Tyson Fury. Contracts have been signed.
Don't you want this one? It can't be done. It can't be done. Well, guess what? I'm trying to get it done.
if that is Tyson Fury, let it be Tyson Fury.
But in the fickle world of professional prize fighting, things move fast in and out of the ring. Courtroom drama resulted in a third fight between Fury and Wilder, leaving Joshua to face his mandatory obligations.
He was fighting AJ. I wanted to fight AJ. No interest in Deontay Wilder.
You know, his team, they let the whole boxing world down.
The Ruiz loss aside, AJ has always found a way to sail through choppy waters.
Joshua's in big trouble.
Hurt by a cracking left hook early in the fight, AJ came back to stop Dillian White.
Joshua asked a lot of questions tonight.
Dropped by former division ruler Vladimir Klitschko in the 6th, Joshua was roared on to an 11th round KO by his Wembley faithful. Bloodied and bruised by the rapid combinations of Alexander Povetkin, the Matchroom star knocked him out in the 7th.
Statement sent out in this blue ribbon division.
In the face of adversity, Anthony Joshua finds a way to prevail.
Catapults himself towards superstardom.
Bruv, that gets me, yeah. Listen, yo. When AJ gets in his bag and he smashes through his opponents, his curtains, yeah. Bruv, the AJ versus what was it? The AJ versus Povetkin fight. That one, Gatsby. Yeah, AJ versus White at Wembley, Gatsby. But with regards to the arbitration nonsense, whilst this is all loading up, that one was annoying. Like, the arbitration was... Do you know what it was? It was the fact that that wasn't a problem up until that date. That was the last stumbling block, and of course, like, that was the last component for AJ versus Fury, and the whole time we're hearing lies. Let's just get into this one. That's another story for another day, but let's crack on.
So we know you are the WBO mandatory. Is that a fight you think you're ready for?
Если мне его дадут, конечно, я буду брать. If they're gonna give it to me, of course I'm gonna take it.
Though Oleksandr Usyk is used to causing adversity, after 18 wins with 13 knockouts, the Ukrainian only knows the feeling of having his hand raised.
They're making that step up into the heavyweight division, where his intention is to do exactly the same thing.
Since a 2019 heavyweight debut, Usyk has been busy adapting to the power and size of his new heavyweight contemporaries. His agility, movement, and relentless engine poses a problem for any foe.
Underestimate that, they might not understand it, but believe you me, I understood, because as I said, I don't remember absolutely anything after round 8. The next thing I remember was waking up in the dressing room.
Anyone who faces him is in a lot of trouble. Only the very best and only the very biggest will find a way to beat him. He's great.
As it soon became apparent that Usyk would eventually step up to brawl with the big boys, the Eastern European assassin made no secret of the fact that his sights were set firmly on Anthony Joshua.
He has two options. One, to fight me, the other one to vacate and go fight Tyson Fury.
Oleksandr Usyk has just made fistic history here in Moscow by becoming the first undisputed cruiserweight champion of the four-belt era.
Mopping up the World Boxing Super Series competition and unifying the belts at cruiserweight, taking the unbeaten records of Glovatsky, Briedis, and Gassiev along the way, striding into the backyards of champions and challengers alike. This is no ordinary specimen.
Oh, he's getting hit with some blows, so he's in danger to get knocked out. Oh, big left hand right.
I would rather see you try, but this is a blistering start by Oleksandr Usyk.
A little bit phased.
Oh, my internet's cut it, bruv. But yeah, Oleksandr Usyk. Cruiserweight, he was a phenomenal. Heavyweight, unfortunately, he didn't transfer that level of power towards the heavyweight division. He was very slower against Derek Chisora. Was it Chad Witherspoon? I think it was Tom Witherspoon. Chad Witherspoon. He wasn't too great against. Who else was it? Like, a lot of his opponents, he wasn't great in terms of the heavyweight division. So hopefully that he could step it up the next fight against Anthony Joshua. Personally, you know, with your crap for the first two fights, it's very difficult to predict what you'll be in the third fight, or your third heavyweight fight, and this is where it becomes a bit more tricky. Southpaw, crazy, but let's get cracking.
Dazed as Usyk backs him up here.
Postponed fights and niggling injuries made it a difficult heavyweight introduction for the Southpaw, who first toiled past Chaz Witherspoon before taming the calculated charges of veteran measuring stick Derek Chisora.
Look down that barrel, look down that lens, and tell them what happened Saturday night.
Either we knock him out or he's going to quit on his stool.
Look at that beautiful combination from Oleksandr Usyk. He's got his shot and a lovely left hand to the head from Usyk. Good action here in the 7th, and Usyk opening up, and now he's backing Chisora up. Matt's shaking his head. He definitely believes Oleksandr Usyk, who raises his hands. For me, the extra quality was with Usyk.
Now Usyk takes on the ultimate test of his next level credentials.
And the man that Oleksandr Usyk wants to fight next is right here.
What mark would you give yourself out of 10 tonight?
Sibia, 3.
3 out of 10?
Yes.
Okay, so room for improvement.
Clock ticking. The
plot thickens. What happens when we start working and stop wishing? We ain't never stopping the grind, we locked in this. No matter all the trophies we win, we not finished. Ain't no rivalries.
Dealing with Joshua's size advantages will be no easy task. 3 inches shorter and with a 4-inch reach disparity, Usyk will take encouragement from other smaller men who rock the heavyweight landscape.
Is that correct? Let's go back a bit. Is that even correct? I know Usyk's older, 34 years of age. I thought AJ was 6'7", Touch is 6'8", not 6'6". I think they got that bit wrong. Oleksandr Usyk is 6'3", but 6'2.5/6'3". Reach, I think AJ's reach slightly higher than 82 inches. Slightly, we're talking probably 83 inches. And Oleksandr Usyk's one sounds about right. Open box up, well, yeah, so it's pretty much the same.
Will take encouragement from other smaller men who rock the heavyweight landscape.
This was the scene at the weigh-in this morning as World Cruiserweight champ Evander Holyfield stepped up on the scale for the first time as a heavyweight.
Evander Holyfield flourished in his diminutive stature, rumbling with the best of a generation to achieve undisputed world championship status.
Oh, what a punch by Holyfield. All over. Evander Holyfield has won.
Well, Evander, I guess we answered the question about whether you can knock out heavyweights, huh?
Usyk is similar in size and dimensions to Joseph Parker, Dillian White, and most notably, Andy Ruiz Jr., who shook.
No, that's slightly a little bit incorrect. Not the same sort of dimensions as these guys. He's the same height as some of them. In terms of just dimensions and width and stuff like that, he's not. And sort of frame, he's not, because Dillian, his style is a lot more explosive, powerful. His punching output, his punching ability is up there with the best of the heavyweights currently. So that is slightly different. Furthermore, you've got the likes of Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz is very larger than most, and his sort of frame is a lot more skinnier legs, bigger body. Yeah. Joseph Parker, you can compare him to that, but Joseph Parker has a lot more. He's a lot more durable. Most definitely, he's way more durable than Oleksandr Usyk, and has the ability to take a punch better than Usyk. You know the way there. But I see what they meant. Height and weight. Besides Andy Ruiz, because Andy Ruiz is a lot heavier, they're about same height and weight. Okay, and Dillian's got a longer reach than all of them, so it's a bit different. Okay.
The boxing world with an upset victory. 3 years older, Usyk has built up a wealth of amateur and professional experience, but little in the heavyweight ranks.
He's an amazingly clever guy, and you got to give him all the credit in the world. And I think.
Shout out Spencer. Spencer, I had the pleasure of meeting him. He showed a lot of love, and the guy is it's very, very selfless. I've seen it with my own eyes, and very, very knowledgeable. Very selfless, kind, knowledgeable, has an amazing level of respect for others. So I've got a lot of love and time for Spencer Fearon. It's a shame he's not with the show, but let's crack on.
We are looking at something special, but we'll see how special you are when someone like Andy Joshua was to hit you on the chin. Then we'll see.
Joshua's chilling 88% KO ratio demands respect. Even in the lower weight class, Usyk was not a one-punch destroyer. His more esteemed victims were outboxed and outpointed, worn down late.
As yet, he hasn't shown me in the ring that he can hit a big man who weighs 250 pounds hard enough for them to stand off, to stop moving forward.
The battle of wits in the corner will be fought out between two sets of experienced strategists. For Usyk, Yuri Tkachenko provides the calm head under pressure, while Joshua leans on longtime trainer Rob McCracken. and recent addition Angel Fernandez for wise counsel.
A lot of people then again was thinking that he could never ever box that way, and I think Anthony could adjust to any fighter, and I hope there will be again other changes, and other improvements in the next fight.
There was a lot of controversy around Rob McCracken not be continue to be a trainer, but I think it was a great decision that Hernandez, whoever his name is, has been an asset to the team, and I'm all for that. Additions. Look, when it comes to these sort of things, it's better to be a lot more cautious and have a lot more minds in the camp than be under-knowledged in that area, if that makes sense. But let's get cracking.
Second fight, I adapted that Usyk style.
The next fight,
when I boxed Ruiz, the second fight, I adapted that Usyk style. Hit and not get hit. It's the sweet science of boxing.
Fast of hand and foot, with an impressive ring IQ, Oleksandr brings a varied toolkit.
Usyk is so hard to try and pin down. He's so elusive.
Boxing at a pace, moving side to side in perpetual motion, this 2012 Olympic gold medalist showed against Tony Bellew that he can remain patient, wait for an opening, and drop the axe.
But he was just getting into more of a punishing rhythm.
But Joshua and Bellew are different beasts. Threatening with the uppercut, proficient on the jab, and skilled at nullifying opponents' attacks. Weighing in around the 250-pound mark, Joshua will impose every last shred of added muscle on an opponent who thrives on lateral movement.
He's shown his patience, he's shown that he can stick to the game plan, he's shown all that them things, and I think they're what you'd need to fight your Fioris and to fight your Usyks,
Usyk's chin is solid, but how will he react off a flush shot from one of the sport's heaviest hitters?
I think Usyk would get him on points.
Will Usyk have bagged enough rounds and chipped away sufficiently at the Watford man's stamina reserve?
Are you picking him against Joshua? You know what? I'm just saying, if you're going to fight this man here, you've got to make sure you're on top game.
Tactics and blueprints work well in theory, but as the old saying goes, no battle plan survives contact with the enemy.
Usyk has the potential to beat AJ. Listen, this is professional boxing. So when you have two Olympic champions of the same Olympics in the ring, anything may happen.
If he can defeat Joshua, then all protestations about Oleksandr's supposedly undersized presence at heavyweight will be rendered inconsequential.
I do. I think Usyk is a real heavyweight. He can punch, he can box, and he can bring the pain, man. He knows he's going to have a test against Joshua, but I think Joshua is going to just get the job done.
Our sport is constantly in flux. The political power players plot behind the scenes, sending out mixed messages to a public desperate for the biggest matchups possible. A buzzing heavyweight division lifts the entire pugilistic profile. As four of the men square off against one another just months apart, boxing observers are in for a treat.
I don't think either underdog's going to win, but I can see Usyk outboxing Joshua right now more likely than Deontay knocking out Fury.
A hungry fighter makes for a dangerous adversary, and Oleksandr Usyk is...
That's just brethren bias. I'm sorry, but I don't know what my man's on. He sees. You know what? Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I disagree with that. Well, you don't see Deontay Wilder knocking out Tyson Fury when he's already dropped him in the past before. You're saying this is outside the realms of possibility. Furthermore, you're saying do you see Oleksandr Usyk outbox AJ? First and foremost, for him to outbox AJ, he will need to get it inside of AJ. AJ's defense with his long reach, ability to jab on the back foot. He showed that against Andy Ruiz and also Kubrat Pulev. Will show testament that Oleksandr Usyk won't be able to even get into a dangerous range to then get his shot, get his rhythm, even though he's being in southpaw. And you know what? Because he's southpaw, that holds an advantage to AJ because AJ has a great experience with southpaws. Look at Charles Martin. Let's crack on.
Starving for heavyweight success.
He is a serious step for the heavyweights. You can say that.
I'm White Rabbit. I'm not monster.
Though if Anthony Joshua is to become the undisputed heavyweight ruler, then he must deal with business by sending out an explosive statement.
In the arena, can you hear me? Let's make some noise.
Trigonometry is a branch of mathematics that studies
I think that's it. Big up Multimedia. These guys have done an amazing job. Like the edits of this video is amazing. You know, like in terms of the cinematic edits, etc. AJ versus Usyk, the wide frame of it was an amazing piece, amazing preview. Like I said, AJ's gonna walk man down. Yeah, AJ's gonna be on crud. Yeah, Oleksandr Usyk, I'm sorry, but you're in the firing line. You know when I'll tell you, let me explain this. You know when somebody that you're around, or like I don't know, like a teacher is getting mad, yeah, getting angry, and you get that innocent kid that says, "Miss, can I hand that the book?" Like literally, the teacher goes mad on that kid. Yeah. It's just, she's not angry at the kid, she's angry at something else, and the kid was her pillow to like shout into, yeah. And Usyk, after the Fury debacle, would be that sort of pillow that you put your head against and you scream into. But this time he's going to come with occupational hazards. Meanwhile, Oleksandr Usyk will be stretched out of the ring because AJ put that right hand into that southpaw. Yeah, we saw what happens with southpaws with Glowacki versus Lawrence Okoli. Yeah, AJ versus Charles Martin. This was going to be an exact same route. AJ will knock him out. You heard it here first. But thank you very much for watching this video. Like I said before, please hit the subscribe button. Yeah, follow me across all my social media platforms. Drop a like on this video, guys. That helps out a lot. I don't know how it does, but it nonetheless helps out a lot. Okay, peace, love, and prosperity, guys. And I'm gonna catch you guys in a bit. Peace.